Hello, good morning, or whatever time it is when you're watching this. I don't know, I had this big masculine energy release yesterday, opening, activation, super fucking nice. I was just in the gym, doing some stretching after working out. And by stretching, meaning I was sitting on a yoga mat in the stretching area, contemplating life in this really state-of-the-art gym that I love. It's very great there. Every time I walk into this gym, I feel like my vibration goes up 200 points. I get a good workout. I'm always hitting the freaking heavy bag, kind of dancing around. And it's fun. There's like beautiful people in there, beautiful physically, energetically, whatever. It's just like a really nice place to be. And it's like an uplifting collective energy in there that is like inspiring. Like when you walk in, you're just like, you want to move, you want to work out, you just feel good, you know? It's a great place. And so I did that, and I'm just sitting there on this yoga mat. Sitting on a yoga mat now too. When you're homeless and you're like a yogi, sadhu, whatever, bodhisattva, you sit on yoga mats a lot. That's a little secret for you guys. And I'm realizing like, okay, my right leg, my right side of my body has just had all these issues. The right shoulder, the right leg. And I was like, what the hell is this? And then I just went to the essence of it. Like, okay, what does it mean? And when I was going to a chiropractor in my 20s, I think my left side was always longer in my skeletal system. And I was like, what does this mean? My right side's like, it felt like kind of underdeveloped or like shrunken in, and I just felt like, oh, it's not expanded into its full capacity. It's not like the energy hasn't had a chance to just kind of like, do this to those, but somehow they've got contracted and like tensed up, and it's like the right side of my body I just realized like the right side of my body is always waiting for something bad to happen. It's like, oh shit, what's gonna go wrong? Who's gonna yell at us? Are we gonna get in trouble? It's just always like on the defense. I just noticed this when I was sitting on the yoga mat in the gym, having some very deep inquiry. Okay, what is this that's been with me for so long? And it's been gradual, and now it's just causing a bit more and more pain. And so it's like amplifying my awareness to it. It's like all the pain that's happening in the right side of my body. It just starts, pain gets you to ask questions, like really deep questions. It's kind of the point. And I just realized like, oh yeah, the right side of my body is just always like in this fight or flight. It's always like in this, I'm scared, or And I realized that's probably why like all my skeletal system, joints, whatever, muscles have kind of just gotten contracted, and why there's just like this on the right side, like this, why it's not as in balance as my left side of my body. And so when I realized that, I was like, okay, well, the solution is obvious. And it's like, oh, just to relax. Like really to just consciously on the right side of my body, just let go. And I realized in that, sometimes we can know things, but nothing happens. Like we have the awareness of something, but it just takes a while for the body to kind of catch up. And I've had this awareness come through over and over again about kind of the masculine wounding, always like putting so much pressure on myself, whatever. It just came through in a more direct way yesterday, like more succinct, more clear, I was just more like, yes, that's it. I was in the body with it, And as that knowing came through, I literally felt like a weight or a burden on my right side of my body just kind of like fall off. Like, like this pressure, like that was there that I didn't even really know, because it's just such a part of me, I was like, I didn't even, the contraction in the right side of my body, it's like I didn't even know how contracted I was, because it's just what was for so long. I was like, I don't know, maybe, I didn't even get it. But the awareness through suffering, through pain, through whatever, awakening, it grows and grows. And eventually you're able to see things more clearly for what they are. You're not as merged with the stuff and identified with it. And I just saw so clearly, holy shit, the right side of my body. It's just like in this state. And I just let myself relax. And it happened in the body too. And like the right side of my body relaxed. And ever since that moment, I've been feeling all this energy coming into the right side of my body. I mean, the energy couldn't flow there. It was constricted. It was, it was kind of like blocked. Yeah, it was all this repressed energy was in there too. This repressed masculine energy. And it was so fucking nice just to feel that happen. And then as I was walking, I realized, I always walk in a very contracted way on my right side. Like my right leg's always contracted, my right foot's always contracted, the hip, everything. And yesterday as I was walking, I had to keep being conscious, you can relax. You can relax on the right side of your body. You can just relax in that place. And as I was walking, I was just having to consciously keep reminding that part of myself that it doesn't have to prepare for something horrible to happen. That it can just relax and just move in this, at ease state. It can be at ease. And it was just really beautiful to feel, it might mean whatever it means for my external life, but just for my body, it feels good to be in it feels more good. It just feels better to be in my body with this balance of flow happening now, with that part of me that finally kind of realized oh my God, I'm safe. And I kind of have to keep reminding it, because I noticed when I'm not aware, when I'm not right there with it, it'll kind of just automatically go back into defense mode, victim mode, oh fuck. And I just have been just being with it and helping it just to, you can relax. And I'm noticing that part of my body is, the right side of my body is really getting it now. And that just creates it's more of my masculine side gets to come online, more of that masculine energy. And so it just feels like a balance in my body, which is just nice to feel. It's nice to feel balanced. It's nice to feel that kind of that harmony of the yin and the yang, the feminine and the masculine. And so some of us, we get super shut down on one side of our body, or one energy flows more than the other energy. And so much of this life it's so much about healing. It's just about coming into balance. And when you're in balance, you feel more whole within yourself. You feel more complete. You feel more relaxed. It's because there's not this blockage repressing half of yourself. It's like that part of you gets to be here too. And yeah, it just feels good. It feels more relaxed. It feels less pressure on myself. I think the wounded masculine, it kind of, at least for me, it's all about, there's so much pressure to be this person, or it was just this sense of inadequacy even, or the sense of I can never relax. I've always got to be on guard. And I don't know how much this has to do with the polarities of masculine and feminine, but I'm just talking about that's what this side of my body felt, the right side. And it could have to do with masculine wounding from this life or a past. Sometimes we just bring stuff in these bodies. It could be it's so much probably to do with the ancestral trauma that we as souls sign up to kind of process and dissolve and end. I'm sure there's lots of masculine wounding in my ancestral trauma. I could say, yeah, there is. And so this stuff might have been in my grandpa and my grandpa's grandpa and all the way back. And I could have been my great grandpa who started the whole damn thing. Whatever. Now it's here to bring it into the light. It's to all that wounding and you could say all the masculine wounding. And I'm just saying masculine because it's the right side of my body. That's the masculine side. So yeah, repressed energies. It's two things, the energies that were repressed there, probably a lot of rage and fear, guilt and shame get to flow and kind of transmute and come up and be seen. And then energy gets to move through that side of the body, and I'm noticing how much better my right leg feels, my right knee. And I think over time it can bring like even a balance to the body. Maybe even the skeletal structure can kind of come back into more of a balance or something. And it's not crazy off, but you know, it is something that's fascinating. Well then, yeah, it's a big dump truck full of dirt. All right, I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's fun to share first thing in the morning-ish. If there's anything else, I don't know. I just love you guys. Thanks for being here. Thank you for your donations. They are so nice. They buy me food. That's great. I love food. They buy me gas, which is awesome because I like to drive to places that I need to go to. Yeah, and your financial contributions just super support me on this mission that I am on, and super grateful to you guys, and thank you for being here. I will see you all in the next video. Much love.